Boom. And we have officially entered history, Buddy Lewis. This is the first show of the Flex Zone podcast, All In. We have started off with a little stumble. We had an amazing guest. We had Ida Rodriguez. I don't know if you've seen her special on HBO Max, Fighting
Incredible.
Words. It was incredible. It was really heartfelt, man, watching her go back to Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic and seeing her father who just was out of her life. I was sitting there crying. I had a lump in my throat. But she was supposed to be here and she was under the weather. So I'm excited, man, to be doing this, getting in this space. I know there's like 57 million podcasts out there, but, I enjoy hanging with you guys. Y'all two of my favorite people, man. And, we have great guests. So we just want to, dive in, man, and have fun. And just, we need that right now, especially again at Christmas time.
At Christmas time.
At Christmas time.
It's Christmas time.
Yeah. Speaking of Christmas time, what are some of your pet peeves about
at Christmas time? Man, you know what? Whack ass gifts.
Yeah.
And Secret Santa gifts. I hate the Secret Santa thing. Because it started when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you got trauma.
I got trauma.
Oh, damn.
Okay, like in the 6th grade. As a matter of fact, man, I went on the we have for my junior high school, we have Holy Angels. We have a actual like group, of people that went to Holy Angels. So
that was the name of your school?
Yeah, that was the name of the Catholic school.
With Father Headlock?
No, not Father Headlock. But there was a Father Grass. Good ass. No, I'm sorry. No. Father Grass was cool. But there was I remember it was my 6th grade year, man, and we did the Secret Santa thing, right? And it was no more than $4. I remember that's all. And back then, that was like that's all you could spend on a gift. So it was like $4, right? So I went out and I did some shopping for my Secret Santa. I didn't know who it was, but like I had the dude's name and I got him a model car. It was because I used to do models. And that was the thing.
I know, but that was in the 90s.
Yeah, that was in the 90s.
Anyway,
early and this let's go on back and be real, Flex. I can't even let you throw that out in the 90s. That was the 70s for me. Okay, model cars was like the big thing in my and everybody did models because we would bring them to school. Once you put one together, you bring it to school.
I remember those.
Yeah, we used to do that, right? So I got this model car set. It was like 3 little models you could put together. I said, they gonna love this, right? Man, my Secret Santa bought me some freaking socks. I was so pissed off, man. I was like, are you serious?
That's the easy way out. That's the best way.
Are you serious?
But it's still a gift, though.
Man, I was like, man, fuck these socks. How about I shove these socks up your ass? Once I put them on and put my foot in your ass with these socks, I was pissed. I was like, what? So and then as I got older, man, I thought about it, and it was I kind of gave the dude who gave me the socks, man. I remember I could tell his family at the time was probably struggling, and they probably really didn't want to do it.
Right.
I remember, and his name was Eduardo. He was a nice guy, man. He's the coolest dude. But his family was probably in that area where it's like, I got 5 brothers and sisters. We all trying to, and my mom don't have money to buy. I was being selfish, you know what I mean?
Right.
And being, entitled,
right.
In Gary, Indiana.
Yeah.
I'm entitled. But, nah, man. And I hit him up, man. It was so funny in the thing. I said, Eduardo, you remember giving me them socks for Secret Santa?
That's funny, man.
He didn't hit me back. But, nah, man, whack gifts. Yeah. And that goes to now. So I'm traumatized with Secret Santa.
Yeah.
But, I'm telling you, wives, kids, everybody, they give up some whack-ass gifts. So now, instead of you disappointing me, I've told my daughter, I don't want anything. Don't buy me nothing but joke books. That's all I want. That's
cool.
all I want. So
that's
when
cool.
you don't have to like, what do you want, Daddy? Don't ask me what I want because you can't give me what I want.
Yeah.
I want a Lamborghini.
That ain't happening.
Yeah, I want a new set of golf clubs.
Yeah.
But see, that not happening.
Yeah.
Right. So, I want a trip to the Dominican.
Yeah.
Those are things you can't get me.
Exactly.
So do me a favor. Get my joke books. Don't ask me what I want. You know what I want.
Right.
I just want joke books. That's all I like.
Yeah, that's easy. I don't think that's asking for too much. I mean, I think now, man, my wife, she did a great job last year. She got me the new Xbox.
What?
Yes, asked me if I played it, but she got it for me. I might have played twice.
What game do you play, Flash?
2K. I played basketball and Madden. That's all
Madden.
I play.
I got to get me a new. I got to get me a new.
Man, it was lovely. It was lovely playing 2K and kicking my son's ass.
That's fun.
Because see, they sleep on you. They think like you old.
Yeah, you don't know how to do this. What you know about video games?
Video games. Yeah.
You just all you know is Centipede,
exactly.
Daddy.
They don't understand. They will never.
Pac-Man.
They'll never understand the struggle of Pong.
Right. They don't know nothing about that.
Never understand that. But
Defender, they don't know about them games.
Stargate, Joust.
Yes, Joust. Joust. That was the hardest game in the world, bro.
Hard. Yeah. Frogger.
Oh,
those
Joust.
were great games.
You had to go back and forth.
And you going back and forth.
Yeah.
What was that? Was that an ostrich?
Yeah, it was an ostrich. You were on that ostrich that flew, and you had to make them fly and shoot, and
you got to turn it around.
Bro, it was 5. You had to have good hand-eye coordination.
Yes,
Centipede was my game, man.
Centipede was dope. Yeah. Frogger was dope.
Yeah, those Atari games.
Those were good days, man.
You know, I almost got myself that for Christmas one year.
An Atari game?
I was gonna buy the big ass. They had it in a store. It had, it was like, it was only because it was like $1,000 that I didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
But that was like too much. But it had every Atari game that was in the arcade, but it was in one machine.
Oh, that's dope.
It was in one machine, like an arcade game, and so it had all of them. Centipede, Pac-Man, Defender, Galaga.
Man.
It had them
Galaga.
It had them all in this one machine. I was like,
that was dope.
And I struggled. I was like,
that's one you got to try. That if I see something like that, I got to get that.
Yeah, and it was so dope because it was the stand-up box. It was the big old joint. It was the big joint.
Yeah, we used to go to a pizza shop in the Bronx.
Yes.
When I grew up, and in the corner pizza shop, they had all those games.
Right.
We go back in there and play, eat pizza, stay there all day. Man.
Yo, man, we used to do that, bro. There were like 2 or 3 arcades in Gary, and that was the one thing you could. A roll of quarters, you drop me off with a roll of quarters.
Oh yeah.
Man, I would be there 5-6 hours easily in the arcade. Because if you could play, you could play on the game for 30-40 minutes.
Oh, I would kick people's ass. And Miss Pac-Man, I was a beast.
Yes, sir.
Miss Pac-Man.
Yes, sir.
Miss Pac-Man. But so we got Christmas going on. This is a stressful time for a lot of people.
Very.
Because we're doing too much.
Yeah, way too much.
Way too much. And now this time with everything going on with the pandemic, with jobs being in question, with the stimulus has stopped.
Oh, it's gonna stop.
PPP is
stopped.
Gone. People having a tough time, and now from what the LA County Sheriff has said, that we have become the purge.
What?
He said that visitors, please don't come here because we cannot guarantee your safety.
So we like a third world country? We like Tijuana back in the day?
Yes. Cartel, all that. We are, yeah. But you've seen all of those smash and grabs.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I really hate that I wasn't there because they went into Louis Vuitton. You know what I mean? I could have came up with the Louis Vuitton joint.
Man, and this is and sadly, these people are angry with these mask mandates. That people are so angry. I'm like, this is the one time you can use this to your advantage. Like, I had to tell a dude that I was arguing with in the store, I can slap the shit out of you and no one will know who did it.
Exactly. There's pros and cons.
Is there pros and cons to the mask?
Yes.
You can literally just, I don't want to wear a mask.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go in here, grab some stuff off this counter.
Exactly.
And nobody's going to know it's me.
It's like 20 kids that just ran in and it's just becoming an epidemic all across the country.
Yeah.
But the worst is the follow home robberies. The going up to right here on Melrose. It was a couple sitting in Hot Wings. Just rolled up, real, just, hey, give me that. And what can
took
you
their
do? You
watches.
with your woman, and you can't do
oh
nothing.
man, and you know that's the most embarrassing thing. They did it in front of his woman. I mean, she had like a Louis Vuitton. It was some kind of fancy purse.
Yeah,
she had, and they just took the purse,
the watches,
the packages they had by the time. I'm like, and didn't they have a dog? Dog didn't do nothing. Okay,
no, they didn't have. They didn't. Not at Hot Wings. Not that. That was another.
There was another. I'm like, that dog needs to be shot. He didn't do nothing.
Well, you know these dogs is
these punk ass. These punk ass Beverly Hills dogs. You gotta get. Hey, if you gonna go, I'm telling you from now on, I bet pit bulls are about to start coming out of these.
Back.
They're gonna come back. You're gonna run up on a smash and grab it. Exactly. Brutus the pit bull.
Exactly.
You're gonna have to use that.
Yeah.
Flex. I mean, because man, you know, now, I mean, in California is not. This only happens in California, I think. You know, that you can roll up on people, because I know in many of these you know, states that have concealed weapon and open carry states, you're not rolling up nobody.
It's not happening.
You don't know who. You know, that's the one good thing about some of that is like, you know, I'm not a gun advocate per se, but I'm like, kind of need one nowadays. Like, you can rolling up here and try to grab my bags if you want.
Listen,
while my hands are greasy with these hot wings and see what happens.
I don't
get this hot lead.
I don't mind protecting yourself using, you know, my right. You know, I don't mind. I don't think it's anything wrong with it. I think where we go wrong is, you know, the knuckleheads. That just do the extra.
And Flex, that's why I'm a gun advocate per se, like I said, but I know I really couldn't have one in the car with me. Oh yeah, because I think, you know, I don't know.
Well, if you had road rage.
Yeah, like I'm saying, I don't know.
You don't need.
If I'm the person you want with a pistol in the car, like hey man, because I'm gonna tell you the other day, man, this has happened the other day. I'm leaving the store. You know how in the parking lots the crosses. You know, the intersections in a parking lot aren't necessarily marked.
Right.
Like you're supposed to kind of like stop if you're in the thing. There's no stop. You know, some of these parking lots don't have the big Walmart stop here.
Right.
You know, so I'm pulling out, bro, and I see the guy coming, you know, let's say I'm turning to go south. I see the guy coming south. He's in a big old pickup truck, right? And I'm like, I know this fool is gonna stop. Like, you know, because I'm halfway out into the, man, this fool like speeds up.
Yeah.
And I mean, when I tell you he missed the bumper of my car, the front of my car by inches.
Oh, I already know.
And I was like, what kind of lunatic? So I was like, you know, and then, you know, what gets me mad, because we turned onto the same street, we were going the same way. He all in the truck, you know, Raider fan lean back, you know, like, yeah, what? And I'm like, you know, if I had a pistol in his car.
I think he knew you were a Bears fan. So
you know, right now, right now you're being disrespectful.
On the sports. Yeah, your Bears suck major butt crack.
Yes.
Meanwhile, my Cowboys are we're doing what we need to do, buddy.
But y'all will suck butt crack in the playoffs. That's your MO. Yeah, that's y'all's MO. That's y'all MO.
We can't suck in the playoffs, but we hadn't been there in a while.
The Bears went last year, so that you know.
We had Tony Romo playoff-less. Couldn't get us over the hump. But we have all the pieces now. The defense is what is
that boy Parsons is beast.
Let me tell you something. The defense in our DBs, like in our line, like it. I mean, we've got one DB has 10 interceptions.
Yeah.
The team as a total has 23.
Okay, you know what?
What are the Bears doing?
Getting their ass kicked. Probably is it a game on? They probably getting their ass kicked. That's
probably. And if they're lucky, if they have the whole team, because with the surge of what's going on with COVID, and you have these teams now that they ask Kyrie to come back. Yes, he's coming back. He's just going to take the test. He's going to take all, you know. He
decided he's going to do the test every day.
He's doing the testing.
Well, at least why didn't he just lie like Aaron Rodgers?
And that was my thing. Nobody said shit about Aaron Rodgers.
Oh,
and
man.
they still haven't said anything.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. I don't know.
But
how
Antonio Brown, they 3 games.
Get him off the. Listen, man. I don't know how double discount douche bag did that and got away. I mean, it's like,
you know how,
man. You know, it's sad, bro. But that's the way the NFL comes down on certain people. Like, Aaron Rodgers lied, and his lie could have inevitably affected the whole team had he caught COVID. He could have given it to any and everybody on the team, meaning detrimental to it's not only that detrimental to the team, the fans, the staff, the people. I mean, it could have been really, really bad with one. He could have been patient 0, for the zombie outbreak in Green Bay. Y'all up there eating that funky cheese, thinking, Aaron Rodgers is a hero. No, he's a 0. He didn't care about none of y'all.
Yeah,
he didn't care about none of y'all, and he got nothing. But some people get banned out the league for taking a knee.
It blows my mind. It blows my mind. But then, even still, they about 7 of them ended up getting it anyway.
Getting it, bro. It's ridiculous.
I as we both have, I had COVID 2 months ago. My wife.
Hold on. Do we have spray in here?
My daughter, and my mom, who was visiting.
So you patient 0.
Yeah, so I was patient 0. So yeah, we had it, and when I went to the doctor, I asked. I said, "Hey, what do I have?" And he just said, "You have COVID." And I said, "Well, what variant?" I said, "How do you tell?" And he said, "Well, there's no test to tell you that." So I know you, as a microbiology major and stripper minor. What? Because you were trying to explain it before,
right?
But on the grand scale, the everyday person, the everyday urgent care emergency room, they do not have the testing.
They do not, and that probably won't come for some time, and you probably still won't know what variant you have, because in the eyes of science, it's irrelevant what variant you have. They're trying to protect you from the disease itself. So let me try to explain quickly. RNA is what viruses are all made of. RNA. Right. We have DNA, which is diribonucleic acid, and then there's ribonucleic acids, which are what a DNA or RNA strand is. When they test for that strand, they use markers. Sometimes it's color, sometimes it's a chemical, sometimes it's something that they can identify how that RNA strand attaches to your cells. And, and I don't want to get into how it attaches, but they have like RNA strands, and RNA is made up of proteins. So it's like glutamine, arginine, so that you have a pattern that fits when you have an RNA strand. When they're testing, they test to see what this strand attaches to, and usually it's a chemical or something pairing that creates a color, creates a smell, creates a chemical, and they can tell what strand that you have. So they'll mark that strand saying this strand always produces, let's say, blue color when it's mixed with something. Okay. With this chemical, it always produces the blue color. Okay. Or like you've ever seen when they go, somebody's trying to test the real cocaine, and they put cocaine in there and it makes the little vial blue. That's what they do. Okay. So now when a new strand comes up, it turns the thing green. Or it'll turn it yellow. And they're like, okay, what pattern is this? This pattern, when we do this virus, it turns, when we do this RNA strand, rather, it's turning our same control test yellow. Okay. So now this is now yellow variant. Okay. Yeah. And you have blue variant. And that's what RNA and viruses, that's what they do. They replicate and they change when they've been in a certain host, or they do. That's how they survive, by changing just a little bit. So in DNA, we call it, you have like a different RNA pattern or DNA pattern, you have variants, in your DNA. That's why a child can come out with blue eyes and both the parents have brown, you have little variants, So you have the strand changes. So that's the same thing that happens in viruses. And so now, once you get out, they're finding now that there are 2 or 3 different strands coming from different areas that are changing this control, color, gas, whatever it is. Okay, if one is changing it yellow.
Yeah.
One is changing it red. And they'll look at these different things and go, what does the yellow thing do? Well, when they put the yellow thing in something else, it does something else.
Right.
Different from what they originally thought. They might, and so they'll have two or three different types of tests, like the color. One produces a certain gas.
Right.
One produces a certain, and with proteins, you can always tell what each protein does. Usually it's color or something like that. So that's how they tell.
Oh, okay.
So that's how you know. Now, your doctor and your ass, they're not going to tell you all that.
Right.
Just take the medicine.
but also this, like when they show us COVID, they show us the little picture. It's always in color and
right.
But is there a culture? Because normally you have, because I have a cousin who's a virologist, and normally you have to have a culture. You can look under to see what that thing is doing.
See, so here's the difference when you're talking about viruses. Some of them attach to different things. They have to use certain augers, like blood auger, or they'll use certain when they're doing testing for DNA, RNA, they put it in and I'm trying to remember the term, and I sometimes, this is, we're talking 30 years ago, my microbiology, I haven't used this shit in a while. So they put it in they send it, they send it through a certain a mass spectrometer, and they look at these colors when they look at the certain and how it runs down and what markers pop up. Like, it's like with radiation, they know exactly what things pop up. So once they test it, they'll know exactly what, not only variant, but what protein, because that's all it is. It's just protein. Right. What proteins are most in this variant. Like they might have, let's say one is arginine, one is glutamine, one is whatever protein that this RNA strand is made of, it'll have more of one than the other.
Oh, okay.
Or it'll have less of one than another. And they can even see how they're chained together, how they're even patterned together.
Right.
So when you're looking on like a picture, and it looks like a ball with little prongs and little spikes on it. Yeah. Some of those balls might be like COVID, the regular COVID variant might be blue. But when they start changing and they look at the other variant, it might be reddish. And that's just because of the proteins create different colors and wavelengths when they shine light on them. That's why they look the way they look. So like,
hey man, Buddy Lewis, y'all. Buddy Lewis, y'all. That's his 30-some-odd year in the rear microbiology breakdown.
And I didn't finish paying for it. Howard still probably come after me for a little money.
That's that bison knowledge.
Microbiology major that I didn't use at all.
Okay. So you know what? I'm going to go be a microbiologist, but first let me do this comedy over here.
Let me do these jokes. But now that the truly ignorant have a little bit of understanding about why they don't.
Though.
Yeah,
that was awesome though, because I was truly perplexed when he said that. But when he said
you're perplexed about a lot of things, Flex. Okay.
Hey, listen,
because we had this conversation earlier, and we're going to save it with your perplexion. Your perplexion.
Listen. Question everything. That's what I was taught. It doesn't mean I'm pro. Listen to me. Doesn't mean I mean within reason. I'm not saying like question gravity. Let me jump out here and see if I don't fall out the window. I ain't talking about that. But I'm saying question those things that people are scared to question. It's okay. It's okay. But we're gonna get to it. No, because we're gonna save that one. We got on the COVID thing.
Because I caught it. I caught it.
And we both. Are you documented on your Instagram, which you are now banned from?
Yeah, I'm banned on Instagram.
Listen,
right?
somebody posted a picture. You were in it, and they added everyone, and I saw hashtag Buddy Lewis. I said, I know my brother ain't gone.
I'm a hashtag.
They hashtagged you. I said, what the hell? And I haven't seen you posting anything. Nothing.
Nah, man.
What happened?
Okay, Flex. This is the strangest, weirdest thing. All right, I am a professional comedian. So, and I know that I know one time, remember when I don't know if we used to walk in the morning. It was a group of us that used to walk in the morning.
Yeah.
I remember one
Like
time
Charlie Mack,
Charlie Mack, Chris Spencer, Anthony Anderson. It was a group of us that walked in the morning. One time, Royale put a picture up and he had music and we were dancing. Me and Brooklyn were kind of dancing. They tagged me and went, "This music is not yours." I was like, okay,
right.
I get the music you take down.
Yeah.
Right? So I've had a couple of those where like in the background music was playing and I posted something and they were like, "This music isn't mine." I'm like, I'm not, I didn't put this on there. I'm at the concert.
You're not
the dude is
not
singing.
for profit.
Right. Yeah. So, and nothing I've done with music, I've posted anything with profit for music.
Right.
And, and I'm not a pirate. So, but I will admit, during COVID, there were times when I'm just gonna be honest.
Here comes the truth.
No, I can't give you nothing but the truth.
All right. Okay.
I gave people some truth from me, and sometimes when you're posting things as a comic, sometimes things come out like, "Hey, fool, you got to be, fool. That's that's considered, aggressive, And I'm like, oh man, bullying. And I'm like, hey man, okay, so now you got to change. This is not you are foolish. This entire line of thing is foolish. You got to kind of switch it up. And I was trying to make the transition, bro.
Right.
But the last time I'm telling you, this is what happened. My boy, I call Shula King. And Shula King, I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'm just telling my boy Shula King made a post about this dude who was a comic, and he had, when I tell you this brother's teeth looked like somebody had a man in the back of his throat kicking his teeth forward to the side and backwards. So his teeth were, to say crooked isn't doing his teeth justice. That's that's too nice a word.
Right.
Crooked that's nice.
Yeah.
So he said something in the post like, "I don't know why these girls don't understand what I'm saying." He made just like a thing. And Shula commented and said, "Bruh, I don't know, perhaps it's just a bout of halitosis that's, and so I commented on Shula's comment. I said, halitosis is the least of his worries.
Right.
So now the dude hits me back. "What you talking about, man?" He says something to me like, "What you talking about, man? I don't have no halitosis." I'm like, well, and then I commented back. I was like, "You got a little something."
Oh.
And it's not a dental plan, right?
Oh,
so now he comments back on me.
Right.
And I'm like, and I hit him with, "Bruh, you don't want this smoke.
Oh.
I'm going to go all in."
Right.
He says, "Well, get on in there."
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
I said, "Bro, I don't know what's uglier, your teeth or the face it's attached to."
Oh, gosh. That's hate speech.
That obviously, homeboy called in. Either he complained,
he definitely reported,
or he reported me, and he's because he was a comic, and I'm like, "Bruh, if you gonna go back and forth with people, don't be a little punk."
Yeah.
And go, he's making fun of me.
Right.
Bruh, we was in this together. Yeah. I thought we was going back of, if me and you got to joking, like if we texting and we acting a fool, dog, you don't expect a wimp to go, he's bullying me.
Careful.
He's bullying me.
Careful, you can't say wimp.
Okay, yeah. You don't expect nobody to go out like no biatch. Okay. And of course,
wow.
I think he complained, and if I ever find this dude, I'm gonna be like, "Yo, man, really, I just want to ask you, did you do this, or is this just the algorithm?"
He probably did. I've seen a lot of stuff on Instagram, and I don't think it's the algorithm. Like he had to probably, it was a direct complaint.
Yeah, and see now I'm starting to think, man, that there's like a contingency of people on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or, wherever they are, these people revel in getting people kicked off.
Yeah.
That's their thing. They try to goat you into saying something about them vis-a-vis their comment or their post or whatever. And if you go in, they're going to report you.
Exactly.
And so once they report you, if you've said anything that even remotely looks like
you're on the radar.
It remotely looks like and I don't want to say hate speech, but because that's too strong a word.
That's what they call it.
But because it's
not hate speech. It's bagging.
It's bagging on each other. And I'm like, I'm a comic. We've been bagging.
Listen, every year they post the picture of me as Michael Jackson with my ashy face and my lipstick. So
when you were Michael Jackson with the funny nose and everything,
they put. I get killed, and I thought I was safe because we did that movie before social media,
right?
But now this generation, they just be like bombing me. But you know what? I turn it around. I go, yeah, you know what? You right. I was ashy, and they go, oh man, yo, you cool, man. Like at first, I used to get upset, and I would go in, like I would go in, but I just said, you know what? I know.
What did you say, Flex? I just want. It was the makeup department.
I told him. I said, listen, these people, we need to get some makeup people from LA because we shot it in Calgary, Canada. And nothing against the Canadians, it's great up there. But I'm like, we need a crew that know how to do this. When I came in and I saw the prosthetic nose, I said, we in trouble. when they started spraying airbrush in my skin, I said, we are in trouble. We are in trouble. And we
hilarious.
were. Yeah, we were. But yeah, man, that's
why didn't they bring Joe up there to whoop ass and whoop everybody in the shape?
But that's where we are now, man. That's where we are now. It's you can't say nothing, can't do it is we're in a tender your amendments are gone, your right to free speech. There is no free speech. It's gone.
It's not free anymore. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. That's really
because
as
a comic, that's
yes.
When you have to get up and I can't say this. Oh, I can't say this. It's sad that we're there.
Yeah, man. And it's funny how we're discussing the fact that it's okay to censor people based on someone else's feelings. Like, as a comic, I feel like I have to be able to speak truth to power. I have to feel like I have the right to comically jab, and I'm not trying to jab down or hurt anybody, but I got to be able to, I got to be able to feel free that I can talk about this issue without repercussion of I've offended. If I'm talking about ugly dogs, I don't want the ugly dog people. You're talking about my dog. My dog is not ugly. And man, stop it.
Right.
Where are we, bro?
Yeah.
And so it's really concerning to me as a professional comic where we begin to draw the line with censoring comics making jokes. I mean, there are some people that, and here's what's the problem. Some people go, well, you shouldn't make jokes about people, some that's not funny. I'm like, let me explain something. At the heart of every joke is actually pointing out somebody is at the end of some misfortune, whether it's like an old woman tripping, or a baby getting his finger bit by his little brother. If you're talking about what you see or your life or your positioning or where you saw things, that shouldn't be offensive to the person who's looking at it. Like, if me and you are talking about each other and we know each other and this person over here should, oh my God, Buddy and Flex were so offensive to each other. Like, why you, okay, man, this is me and him. It's so.
And it's normally that. It's normally the other person.
Right. These other people on the outside.
Yeah. I know, look, growing up, this culture is you can't say soft no more. This culture is, I don't know. It's because I remember I was bullied. I was bullied by two girls. in my junior high school.
Okay, Flex.
Listen,
No, wait.
I was bullied by
Flex.
two girls. I still remember
Flex.
their names: Charmaine Reed and Melissa Patterson.
Are they cute now? Like, did they
seen
turn?
them.
Okay,
I haven't seen them in a while.
Do they know that you were bullied? Did they? Because
don't-
I'm sure they didn't see. Did they know they were bullying?
They
you?
knew they were
Okay.
bullying. They talked about my shoes, my high waters. Man, when I saw them, I turned the other way. Like it was. I was traumatized, man.
Yeah.
It started in it started actually in elementary school.
Really?
On the junior high school, man.
Yeah, and you couldn't beat no girl up. You couldn't fight a girl.
Listen, and Charmaine had an older sister. Like they would have jumped me. Period.
Oh wow.
But and Melissa had a
New
sister.
York chicks are kind of hard
Myrtle.
sometimes. Every now and then. Myrtle. You had a Myrtle too in your neighborhood.
Oh no, Myrtle wasn't the bully. That was Melissa's older sister.
Listen, there was a girl next door to me named Myrtle. Myrtle was the meanest. I mean, and she had two sisters. I think her name Myrtle and Tangy. Oh man, and they had and it's always the bully chicks like that. I always have an older brother that's like a thug that'll shoot you if you beat him up.
Yeah.
You know. So,
but just imagine that.
Yeah.
I grew up in the South Bronx. I got bullied by girls. Now, if I had talked about it on stage and said it in an angry way, I was like, oh, the one girl, she had, one of her ears was smaller. Then it's hate speech.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If like might get back because now I got the mic. We're at a bad place. Kind of like Urban Meyer. What happened, man?
Oh,
that was the quickest tenure, I think, of any.
Man, he was like a bad celebrity marriage. He was like a bad celebrity marriage. It was here today and gone tomorrow.
After that picture of the girl on his lap, it was downhill.
Oh, bro.
And I think now does this lend to the point that college coaches, innate college coaches should stay college coaches? Has there been any college coach that has come to the pros and had a lot of success or any success?
You know what? The only one that I know, and I'm gonna go with your team. The only one I know is the only two I know.
Barry Switzer
and Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson, yeah.
And I think the 80s and 90s was a different time in player coach relationships.
Yeah.
You could really truly, if you went and talked to the owner, he's got to go. We can trade him to the East Jablux somewhere and get him. You could really now. You can't really, with these contracts and with things. I mean, you could have a horrible, worrisome player on your team, and you can't really get rid of them.
Right.
It's hard to get rid of. I mean, they got to do something egregious.
Yeah.
I slept with the coach's daughter. You got to, the owner's daughter. You really got to do something to have a player booted off your team. Back then, Jimmy Johnson I remember Bill Parcells, and I remember there were kickers that got cut.
Yeah.
At the end of a game, you missed 2 field goals.
Yeah.
It's over.
And they had I think there was a little more respect. It's like these coaches now, even NBA, NFL, a lot of these players now, you can't tell them nothing. They got $60 million guaranteed, $120 million. You coming from college, trying to tell them something,
bro.
That's why I even though I hated them, I absolutely hate Duke because I'm a UNC fan.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I can't be mad at Krzyzewski's system.
Right.
It's just like the Patriots. As much as I hate them, it's a system.
It's a system.
Players don't go there and
you go there to win because you're gonna win.
You don't go there to be a star. You go there. The system is the star.
Right.
Period. You know what I mean?
The Patriots are the star.
Yeah, the Patriots are the star. And it's just a different era now, man. Like these kids with no respect and. I remember the old incident that happened with Latrell Sprewell.
Choked out
Carlesimo.
Man, that was
the beginning of it.
That was the beginning. Latrell Sprewell was probably the beginning of the demise of coaching savvy. Like that coach respect. How hard are you that you whoop his ass? go to your car and say, you know what, I'm gonna go back and whoop some more ass.
I'm gonna go back and choke him out. And then
I didn't choke his ass hard enough.
Did you see an interview with PJ Carlesimo with water? It was like, no, everything's fine. Red marks on his
He
neck.
got a collar on.
Oh, you saw his handprint. Oh my gosh.
And Paul Latrice Sprewell, he went on to play like after that. I mean, he had a season after that.
Yeah, he played.
Yeah, man. So listen,
and he
man.
turned down a major contract.
Yeah.
He said, this ain't enough to feed my family.
I
was a huge Latrell Sprewell fan.
He could ball. Straight up ball.
Straight up. And I think he had like a car business, or they sold rims or something, and it's just sad. Because he should have been the league.
He probably had a lot of and at that time, they were contending for a championship.
Oh yeah,
I mean, that was the Knicks, right? That was the Knicks.
That was the Golden State.
Golden State. C-Webb, right before them, right?
Hardaway.
Yes.
Yes. They had a squad.
That's right. I was about to say. I mean, Latrell Sprewell did play with the Knicks for a few years, but that's when he went to the Golden State.
Golden State.
Hey, man, and listen, I know, and it's sad, like, you know how they invite players back?
Yeah.
You can't invite Latrell Sprewell back for a Golden State reunion and
PJ's retirement party.
Oh, no. No. They win 3 championships and Latrell Sprewell is nowhere on the invite list.
He walking like this.
Hey, I'm Latrell. What are you going to do? You're going to choke out the bartender if they don't have your drinks?
Oh, my God.
Hey, Latrell, if you're out there listening, I'd rather you not roll up on me. I'm going to consider it
mad love for you, Latrell. You know that. Mad love
I'm going to call Instagram. You know I will post it on Facebook.
Yeah, I might
you can't even post it on IG.
You can't say Instagram.
Yeah, I can't say IG.
To say it.
But if Latrell Sprewell come up on me, I'm posting it on Facebook.
Yeah, but he was that was part of our our era, our I don't know. It seems like, and not to be somber, but we've lost some people that were part of our growing up. We got comedian D Militant, and brother Kango Kid from UTFO. Passed away this weekend from colon cancer, of a battle with colon cancer, and it's crazy, man. Prince Marky D, we've lost so many people from our era of hip hop, our era of just, you know what I mean?
And I mean, sadly, man, it's that time of our lives where you start losing people a lot. You know what I mean? These people are getting older, and people we grew up with, I'm 58.
Yeah.
So
damn.
Yeah. They're really. They'll do the Kevin Hart.
I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Not even that.
You know what? Okay. You know what, Flex? You are only a couple of years behind.
Quite a few.
Okay, I'll let you tell it. Okay. I was at your little 50th birthday party a little while ago. Okay. That was pre-COVID.
Were you 60 then? No.
Asshole. Anyway, like I'm saying, anybody that was in that era that I grew up watching, they're in their late 60s. They're in their mid 60s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You think about it.
Yeah.
If I grew up with a little hero, and they were 21 when I started watching, that makes them almost 80. So man, the thing is, man, people that were my same age, we don't think about it sometimes, but that hip hop era, those people were actually the same age or a little younger, a little older than me.
Yeah.
When I was growing up listening to hip hop and watching those people, you don't think that you either say, oh man, they're above me. Right. But they're getting older, man. That's why it was such a shock. Like for me, I grew up watching Prince. I grew up Michael Jackson. So when they passed away, it was like, what?
Yeah.
My hero is, they're gone, know? And so.
And you being from Gary.
Man, it was those sort of things weigh on you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think now, man, with all of this, with all of the stuff that's going on, that is affecting our health and our condition,
Mhm.
man, it's more. It's just, and we have social media. It's just more out there.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you might not even find out somebody died for a week or two. Now it's
Oh,
instantaneous.
back in the day, literally, I remember my mom and I remember family members, and you hear, oh, such and such, aunt such and such, or this one died, 2 weeks ago or a week ago. You're like, oh, wow, man. By the time you turn around, it's time for the funeral.
Right.
Now, I dread sometimes getting on social media because I'm like, okay, what RIP obituary picture is it gonna be
Gonna be
now?
today.
Because
Yeah.
it just it's constant between that and seeing the follow home robberies and the shootings, like these young brothers, man, brother
Yeah.
Slim 400
And the guy Draco,
Draco
Draco, yeah, the
Draco the
ruler,
ruler,
right?
like, and I saw a video of him on the floor bleeding. Like it gets you to the point where you're desensitized.
Right.
You're desensitized, and it's just like another thing.
Right.
Our kids, well, your daughter's probably, she's not in that generation, but my kids, like, they're like, it's nothing to them. It's just like they see it, and it's like, I remember talking to them saying, man, we're just so sorry that you guys have to deal with this when the pandemic first hit and
Right.
everything's going. And my son was just like, Dad, it's not like when you grew up, it's like, this is our norm. And he said that, and I was just like, man, this is our norm.
That's crazy.
Like, if they see something now, it's not even a thing. Say, oh, somebody got shot or something. It's not even a thing.
Yeah, because I mean, man, I when I grew up, and I mean, I'm from Gary, Indiana.
Yeah, you saw Michael and them at the Jackson 5 live.
Yeah, I literally, I saw the Jackson 5 perform at Mr. Lucky's. What I'm saying is that city is considered one of the not the nicest place to be living in right now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's an industrial city that's had some hard times, and this wasn't the same city I grew up in. But even when I grew up in a city like Gary, Indiana, and I come from there, I didn't see that type of, the type of violence that exists now back then, and for whatever reason, whether it's drugs, poverty, lack of this, over policing, whatever all of that stuff is. I never really saw that, in Gary. And I went to, and then I ended up going to Washington, D.C. for college. We never, that was the city of D.C. wasn't like that when I was there in the mid 80s.
I used to hang out there, well, not the mid 80s, but I came out there in the 90s when Puff was going there and throwing parties.
Right.
I would get on 95. He'd be like, yo, we're throwing this party. Yo, y'all come up. And my whole dancing crew, we go up and it was fun. Like, and growing up in the South Bronx, it wasn't, we knew there was stuff out there, but it wasn't like, oh my God, you got to worry about being followed home. Now it was, we had, a motorcycle gang called the Black Falcons, and we had a Puerto Rican one called the Chingalings, the Chingaling Nomads. You stayed away from their area.
That's like in Chicago, you had the Blackstone Rangers, and you like, hey man, stay away from that. From the disciples of the Blackstone Rangers.
Yes,
don't go there. Listen, leave him alone.
You knew then.
You knew.
And then there was an area we would walk from. We'd go into Fordham Road. Fordham Road is where you go shopping. There was Little Italy. We used to get chased out of there. We get chased out of there. Get out of here, you niggas! Like it was like the Bronx Tale, like for real. I mean, they run out because we would go there because they had the best bread.
Oh my God!
And you would make your hero sandwich. You make your sandwich. I was working summer youth
sauce.
Oh my God! You get that?
Why ain't no pictures on the wall, Sal?
We want some black people on that wall.
We want a sandwich, Sal.
Listen, they chased our ass out of there, man, and we never went back. But it just
so you was Radio Raheem's dancer
for real. Yeah, it was just different though, man. And the Bronx, the neighbors could spank your butt, and and tell your parents.
Yeah, man, that's funny that you and I, even though we were in different cities, had the same experience. There were
yeah.
some places, even in Gary, Indiana, you know, now, you know, hey, man, Negroes are everywhere. But there were some places you were like, we don't go over there.
We don't go over
We
there.
don't go over there.
Yeah. You knew
know,
better.
And bro, I can't tell you how many times I mean, when I went to high school, man, when I was on the swimming team, and one of the things my coach did was he got us all Nautilus. Remember when Nautilus was a gym?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had Nautilus gyms, and we had to run to the Nautilus gym in the afternoon. We would, because there was like a over the hill, you had to go over the freeway to run to this place over in Hammond. We would run to the Nautilus gym. This was like 3 miles, maybe 2 miles.
Yeah.
And we would run over there and they drive us back. Man, I can't tell how many times I got called nigga running over that bridge.
I bet.
But man, I'm telling you, one time I had to tell you this, Flex. This is one of my dangerous moments. You know, so there in Gary, there's a street called Klein Avenue. And Klein Avenue is this street. There was a bridge that went over Klein Avenue. And when you got on the freeway, the next exit was probably, if you ever been to the Gary little casinos, this exit is probably, the next one is probably 4 miles down the road. It's like there's just one like exit every 4 miles. So these white dudes came past me, called me nigga, and then got on the freeway and came back under the bridge where I was running.
Oh, wow.
Why did they do that, Flex? They didn't do their geometry.
You being the microbiology major that
Flex.
you are right now.
So, Flex, they had these large bricks.
Oh my God.
And chunks of rocks that were on. I threw the biggest chunk of rock down on this car. Flex. And there was nothing they could do because they can't get off the freeway, Flex. Right. Now, I'm probably, you know, had they been hurt, I would have been in a lot of trouble. Yeah, I was ignorant. Sure. I was ignorant.
No, you was trying to save yourself.
I was trying to, you know, I didn't know what they were gonna do, but I dropped that little brick and it bust the windshield on the back of the car. Wow. And you could. And they stopped but they had to keep, you know, they couldn't get off the freeway. Yeah. And bro, let me tell you, that was the fastest I had ever made it to the Nautilus gym. And they had a purple, I'll never forget this, it was a purple Dodge Charger. Wow. And them dude, and it had the big fantail on it and the Dixie flag and the oh man.
So now guess what? You know, there's somebody listening whose father that was, and it's gonna be like Bronx Tale. You're gonna be driving. Yeah. And then, pow!
I know there's some dude that's probably going, that's the nigger that did it. Oh God. Oh, we're going to California. We're going to get him.
He's like, he gonna hear this and be like, I knew it. I knew I'd find him.
I knew I'd find that nigger that dropped that brick on my Dodge Charger. Lord Jesus, help me.
Oh my God. So,
do you have any tales like that? Do you have any like, you know, like racism, like avenging?
Yeah, I'd have to think of it, and definitely for the next episode.
We're gonna talk about about all our moments in race.
Definitely. Definitely. Because I've had plenty.
We should make a segment about moments in race. One time there was a test. Let me tell you what happened.
Definitely, because I've got quite a few.
My God!
But what I do want to talk about, as we're winding down, I got this question.
Oh God, here we go.
There's been so much conversation and so much fodder, so much just back and forth through scientists, through this, that, and I'm not saying I'm a flat earther. Can we?
Oh God!
Can we clear that up? I'm not saying that, but I'm just throwing it out there in just trying to, you know, because okay. If I fly to Japan and Japan is down under as the way they draw it on the globe, like
you know, globes are racist. But go ahead.
Yeah, of course, the whole map is wrong. All of it's wrong. But I'm just saying, if you know, and if I'm on a plane or if I'm on a boat, and if I'm on the Tom Joyner cruise and we're going down to the Bahamas, shouldn't we fall off? If I'm flying and the Earth is rotating, if the plane is here, shouldn't it just rotate and then we land and I'm in New York? Like what? There's just questions because you've heard so many. There's an almanac where there were things that were described. I think it was 1968. They changed it. There were things that were described that would give one the idea of flat Earth, of firmament, of domage, of the Truman Show. I'm just throwing it out there because I like to have these conversations with you, my Aries counterpart brother.
Flex.
We're both the same on the different end of the spectrum.
No, we're not the same, Flex.
Different end of the spectrum. So just tell me how do you know all the pictures from space and
Flex?
How do you know that is what is?
I'm gonna tell you how you can. This is the one easiest way.
Okay.
To describe to people who believe that there's a flat
and I don't
Earth.
believe it. I'm
I'm just saying.
Okay.
That when you talk to your flat Earth friends, because there are a few of them, I'm sure you got a few. All right. If you are ever watching a people roll in a straight line, their angle never changes. They get smaller in size as they go away.
Okay.
But if you ever watch the ship when it's traveling,
right,
you will see the back of the ship go down. Like for example, when you're going over a hill,
right,
you see how you see a car, you'll see the back of the car last. If you were watching something that was straight, all you see is the back stays at the same angle and just gets smaller.
But I've been in the cockpit.
Not high enough.
I've been in the cockpit.
You haven't been high enough,
and
Flex.
All I saw was flat.
Flex.
That's all I saw.
Because your distortion, the distortion of flat is the same as horizontal. You can't see. You can't see curvature.
Have you been on the Concorde?
I've never flown a Concorde.
Okay.
I've never flown a Concorde.
I heard that you see curvature or do you see dome?
Okay. Flex.
I love it.
Flex. I'm going to tell you. You know what? I'm just going to do this. Okay. So, here's no.
Your major is microbiology.
But you know, I'm scientifically based.
Okay. All right.
So here's what I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Flex. And here's the one thing that will sort of help. All right. So if the Earth were flat, that would mean that we are a flat piece of rock floating in space. We're a flat piece of rock floating in space, right? Okay. That would mean that you're saying that we are the only flat. Everything else is flat, just like the Earth.
Okay.
So that would mean that the moon is a flat.
I heard that's just a picture.
Oh God. We're in the fucking Matrix. So that's what you're saying. All right, well then Flex, then you know what? Fuck it. You know what? Then we're all in the Matrix and it's all a simulation. How about that?
We are.
How about that?
Buddy, we're in a simulation, man. We're in a simulation of consciousness, brother.
Oh God! You know what? You don't go from science.
Of Aquarius.
See, that's what I hate about this bullshit. I hate when people go ask a serious question and then go, you know what? But let's go into the cosmos. Get out of here.
Let's go into the abyss.
You get out of here.
Let's go deeper. Neo,
Flex.
Take the red pill.
The Flex.
Come on,
I just want to ask you something.
Go ahead.
Are you trying to tell me that
I'm not trying to say anything?
No, I'm asking.
Okay.
This is a question.
Okay.
Are you trying to explain to me that all of the telescopes? Because here's the thing about being flat. If something is flat, that means it's like, for example, the moon. If the moon is a picture that's flat, you never see the backside when it turns. It always be the same picture going this way, it would move like a clock, as opposed to us going all the way around and seeing the moon changes, and so does the earth.
Why hasn't anyone, and why haven't we been back to the moon?
Oh, okay. Well, you know what?
Technology is better.
Guess what? Halle Berry and this new movie are going to explain it to you. Come January 5th. You watch Moonfall.
I love it.
Listen, Flex.
I liked it though.
You don't believe that there hasn't been one telescope that they've invented that's high enough that can, and this is why people don't believe it. This is because they don't understand the gravity that keeps water from not falling off of the thing. That's right. What people don't understand.
No, I understand. Just the same thing that keeps us, on the earth.
Gravity and pressure and the way the earth is round. It's just like if you were. It's hard to explain.
It's like an isosceles triangle.
You would bring up isosceles triangles. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is what is difficult for people to understand is how we don't all float off into the abyss.
Why haven't we been back to the moon? Technology is better. Buzz Aldrin.
For what?
Buzz Aldrin said it was fake.
Buzz Aldrin. You know what? Now I had this conversation. I did have this conversation with Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh yeah.
I did have this conversation.
I love that guy.
I love him. When he was on, he came and did the Real Husbands of Hollywood this year.
Oh, okay.
And I asked him. I said, "Yo, man, Buzz Aldrin." He said, "Shh, don't tell me about that crack fucking pot." that's basically what he said.
Oh my God.
I said, "Man, seriously, why do people believe? Why do people not believe in around Earth?" And he says, because they don't understand gravity. That's simply what he said. They don't understand the forces of pressure and gravity on. It's hard for anyone to believe that a round circle can hold water.
Right.
It's not in their frame of, they don't understand that pressure and gravity, the sun and all of that stuff is pushing on these things and keeping us in place. Not only the planet, and this is how he kind of explained, not only the planet itself, but what's on the planet has its own, like gravity and magnetism is pulling everything that's on our planet toward the middle.
Towards the middle.
Right. So it's holding it in place. It's like a big, that's why we have magnetism and electromagnetism. You can, and this is why, the earth is like a big ass magnet in the bottom, right? And so everything from the sun is pushing this way, and everything from the planet is pulling inward.
Right.
And this is pushing on it. So all of that, and why the earth, and this is why it's impossible for it to be flat, is because if it were not flat, eventually shit would fall off.
Right.
But because we're rotating, that same electromagnetic gravity is keeping everything. Like I would have basically say it's like you got hands on the earth and you're spinning like
Latrell Sprewell.
Yeah, like Latrell Sprewell. You're spinning, but that pressure is keeping everything. Like it's like have you ever done clay?
Yeah.
Spun clay and it's like your hands are gravity, and they're keeping this clay the same size, everything. Because if you move your hands and gravity away, everything would spin the fuck off.
Right.
But because you've got your hands and because your hands are holding the clay, everything on the clay stays in place. And if you imagine inside the clay, there's something pulling the clay toward it. So it keeps it balanced. And that's why people can't get it.
And then you hear in the background, "Oh, my love, my darling." I love you, buddy.
I'm not listening to this.
My God.
I'm not listening to this goofy shit.
Hey, man, listen. That's the first one down, man. We just thank everybody for tuning in, checking us out on the Flex Zone, All In with Buddy Lewis, Kennelia Stradwick, who isn't here. Again, Ida Rodriguez, she will be back here.
Yes.
She will be here once she feels better. And our next guest next week, we got the one and only fellow comedian actor, Brother Bill Bellamy. So
That'll be fun.
Yes, that's going to be fun.
We're gonna make him tell some of his stories.
You subscribe to the Flex Zone All In on YouTube. Subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, not Buddy.
I've been banned.
Flex A for real on Instagram. Flex Alexander on Facebook, and on what's the other one? TikTok. Flex A for real on TikTok.
You have a TikTok account?
Yes.
Are you unafraid of the Japanese getting in all your business? Chinese getting in all your business?
My own government's in my business.
Follow me on Buddy Lewis Jokes on Facebook only.
Buddy still has MySpace.
Yeah, Buddy Lewis on Black Planet.
He revived his MySpace. But hey, we thank y'all for hanging out. We'll see y'all again next week. Much love. Y'all be safe out there.
Peace and love.
Peace.
Roop to the bros.
We got a blue fight. We got let's make our own music, our outro music.
Boom.